Well, the third T20I before it even starts has generated a fair few headlines because again, there's been so many team changes for both sides. India have enforced two changes, both of which were forced, whereas South Africa, who I think are in no mood to take this entire series seriously, have once again made three changes after making three changes in the last game also. But first, let's talk about what the Indian changes are and why I say both of them are forced. So, Akshar Patel and Jasprit Bumrah are missing out. So, you brought in Harshit Rana and Kuldeep Yadav, whereas Akshar misses out due to illness. Bumrah has returned home due to personal reasons, and as of now what we know is that the BCCI have said that an update on him returning to the squad will be provided in due course. So really his participation as of now, we don't know when it is he's going to be back.
Yeah, but let's just get to the match over here. It's a good toss to win for India. India won the toss here in Dharamshala and have gone ahead elected to bowl first. Why I say it's a good toss to win, although previous result would suggest that no, perhaps winning the toss not always guarantees you a win. That's what we saw in New Chandigarh. Here though, the stats strongly in favor of the team that bats second. Of the 5 completed T20Is you've seen, 4 have been won by the team that has chased. So good sign for India. They've made 2 changes. What could they mean? We'll talk about that in just a bit. But let's also tell you about the 3 changes that South Africa have made. There is no Sipamla, as I understand. Anrik Nokia, who was expected to make a return, does feature in the 11. You've got Reza Hendricks, who's playing. I'm just going to quickly read the 11 out as far as South Africa concerned. So there's Reza Hendricks, Quinton de Kock. That'll be the opening partnership. Aiden Markram, Devil Brevis, Tristan Stubbs, Donovan Ferreira, Marco Janssen, Corbin Bosch, Anrik Nokia, Lungisani Ngidi, and Otniel Bartman. That's Otniel Bartman. That's the South African 11. Indian 11, let's get into that. 2 changes. You don't really need to delve a lot into it. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. However, the fact that there is a Kuldeep Yadav who's now come in, India have a batter less now suddenly.
No, I think they're counting Harshit as the 8th batter.
They've done that in the past as well. We've seen Harshit Rana. I think it was in a couple of the T20Is in Australia that we saw him bat at number 8. How that...
Even in the ODIs, if you remember the second ODI where he scored those 30 odd runs, where he was playing some nice cut shots of Adam Zampa. Even there he was batting number 8. So they do see him as a number 8 batting option, at least someone who can bat lower down the order. So it's interesting. Because I was thinking, I'm like, wait, they've subbed out Akshar and brought in Kuldeep. That's basically going a batter short. But then I looked, they brought in Harshit. That means they say Harshit Rana as the number 8. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, you again... Does Harshit Rana give you the sort of batting that you expect from an Axar?
No.
Does he give you the bowling that a Bumrah gives you?
No.
Is it somewhere in the middle?
Yes.
Actually, I would say
a 50-50.
More no than
yes.
More
but at least
no
it's
than
something in the middle. He'll give you a little bit of batting. He'll give you a little bit of bowling. He's not going to give you Bumrah.
Exactly.
Obviously, there is no bowler in this planet, I would say, definitely not in India, who will give you Bumrah. So that's a big miss. Even the Bumrah we've seen in 25.
He could end up, and I hope I'm proven wrong, he could end up giving you the kind of Bumrah that you saw in the previous match. But let's hope that is not the Bumrah that Harshit.
I don't want to be saying that Bumrah.
Yeah, nobody wants to say again. What a off day for Bumrah the last time. Never ever before has Jasprit Bumrah in a T20 international been hit for 4 sixes in an innings. It happened the other day.
And again, I really need to ask, what were the squad options? Because I'm sure...
Not a lot.
No, I'm sure there'd be someone, another pacer.
Prasid maybe
Prasid, and I think, let me just check because I want to see what the squads are.
Okay, I have it.
India's T20I squad features, no, actually they don't have another pacer. Harshit is the only other pacer. That's very weird. Because see, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if they had another pacer, they could simply sub out another pacer and then they could have brought in like a Washington Sundar. But they don't actually have another pacer. So that's why Bumrah's injury, what is up with this squad building? I remember even in the ODIs, you were basically playing Prasid because he was the only pacer in your squad. You didn't have a backup. If Prasid got injured, you were again either going to call up someone or just retool like what you've done now with what you have. Very interesting. Because again, if you had these 2 changes, you could have actually, if you had another pacer, say you had a Prasid, bring in Prasid in place of Bumrah, bring in a Washington Sundar in place of Akshar. Team sorted. As easy as you like. Anyway, Akshar was giving you maybe 3 overs. Even Washington in a worst case could give you 3 overs. I don't understand this. Anyway, look, they've chosen not to call up someone else, which means maybe they think Bumrah will be back. I don't really know what the scene is, but Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that Harshit is the only other bowling option, pace bowling option available to you.
Let's now get the bull by its horn. India's number 1 / number 3, number 4, you don't know where, or maybe number 5, Suryakumar Yadav, you don't know whether you're protecting him this time or not, where he comes up in the 11. Plenty of question marks. Series at the halfway stage.
Yeah.
You really need runs from the two people who are part of the leadership group of this Indian team.
I mean, it's rare that you ever have this problem, right? That both your captain and vice captain are underperforming at the same time. Yet the Indian team have managed to actually create a situation like this. Is this bad luck? Is it bad planning? Bit of both? I don't know. But the fact is, you have that situation and you need Sky. I remember it was Akash Chopra was recently saying that, look, the captain's job is not just to manage the troops, it's not just to go out for the toss. If you're batting in the top 4, you need to be scoring runs, and it's hard to disagree with what he's saying. Sky needs runs. His highest score is 47.
It's you've gone back to the time where last year at the BGT you were talking about how the captain's not an automatic pick in the 11 because he's the captain. He should ideally be there because he's scoring runs as well.
Correct.
That's what we said for Rohit Sharma. Who knew a few months down the line you'd be talking in similar manner for somebody who looked absolutely untouchable, and he looks so vulnerable right now, Suryakumar Yadav. We've talked about how maybe he has that tendency of targeting the leg side quite a few times, but look at his dismissal in the previous match. Harmless deliveries to say the least. And this is a man who used to say he's labelled Mr. 360 of India, and he would have 3 shots in his mind, but that loose shot of his, there's nothing really going right for Suryakumar Yadav at the moment. Siddharth, by the way, behind the cameras gesturing the 360 thing and how he would wail the willow. At the moment, he's not even doing that. It's conventional shots that's going wrong for Suryakumar Yadav, and that tells the story in terms of his confidence.
It's not just conventional. Even the times where he goes for those shots, you feel he's not connecting. There are times I've seen him go for that shot on a couple of occasions and miss.
Yeah.
It brings back very painful memories of November 19th, where he went for that shot one too many times and ended up getting dismissed. And it's like, it's at this point, it's become a get out of jail card for him, which is unfortunate because if that's your only trick, then that means you've been very badly found out by others. Yeah. You'll basically just keep bowling it away, force him to play that, force him to get frazzled, and he throws his wicket away to fairly innocuous deliveries. And I think I can say the same of Gill, the first T20I. He started with a boundary, but then a very loose shot to a ball that didn't really have wicket taking ability. Okay, the second match he was done in by a decent ball because I was just outside the third stump channel, the off stump channel. You can't leave that.
Yeah.
If you leave that, and by the way, we've seen Gill leave deliveries like that. Yeah. It's often end up just cartwheeling his stumps. He could leave that, but hard hands, edge, gone.
Yeah.
And at this point, you could be getting chaffers, and no one's going to be giving you sympathy because the spotlight really is shining harshly on him.
Just 3 matches now left for the two people who are part of this leadership group, and they really need to do something. There's Jasprit Bumrah, there's Shubman Gill and Suryakumar Yadav. One's averaging just around 14, the other's averaging around 20-22. Strike rates have taken a huge hit for the both of them. High time that you see, at least give the Indian fans some reason to believe in them, keep believing in them, so that you don't demand changes come the last 5 match going into the T20 World Cup. There's only 5 matches left after this series. You want to end the season on a high. You want to end the calendar year on a high. And what happens is, again, the mood changes with the new year. Of course, there's so much positivity that a new year brings with it. But for that to happen, it can't just be because it's the new year. If they get these 3 games right, I think the narrative around them changes, and then you're looking at the New Zealand series with fresh hope. And you can, because of these 3 matches, perhaps put aside what you may have seen from the two of them over 15-17 matches that they may have played prior to these 3.
Exactly. I mean, look, you don't want to enter a situation whereby you're going into the New Zealand series with desperation.
Yeah.
They have to get runs, because here's the thing, you may still be able to, in a worst case, take a call and drop Gill.
Yeah.
Are you going to drop your captain? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Which means it's imperative that your captain starts showing some form. Vice captain, I know there are people discussing saying, oh, you can't drop your vice captain. Vice captain is a ceremonial role. You can drop your vice captain if your captain is performing fine. The problem is here, neither is your captain nor your vice captain performing fine. So you're in a situation where you could drop your vice captain and you're telling your captain, boss, please.
Social media doesn't forget anything. And while you were talking about Gill being the captain, him possible removal and all, there's this Gautam Gambhir reel that continues to do the rounds. Remember how he once said that you don't see that happen in Indian cricket where the captain remains but the vice captain sacked.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we've seen that happen in the past as well. Let's hope for Gill's welfare, for the welfare of Indian cricket, so that you go ahead and really look like an outfit that can defend its title next year. You need those runs to come from Shubman Gill. But very quickly, Shane, because of the kind of competition that you saw from South Africa, the competition that they gave to India, and absolutely were far better the team in New Chandigarh. This is a team, as you said right at the start, may perhaps not be taking the series very seriously because of the constant shuffling happening, but that huge margin with which they won, and now the fact that you don't have a Jasprit Bumrah, there is no Axar Patel who's also bailed you out with both bat and ball on a few occasions. Is this 11 looking better than the 11 that we saw in the previous match? I have my doubts on that.
No, it's not. It's not. I think this is a severely depleted 11.
Yeah.
You've been forced to make 2 changes. I know. I think the bowling is somewhat strengthened with the inclusion of a Kuldeep, but the problem is that Bumrah's gone out.
Yeah.
So your bowling once again is looking a little bit dodgy, because again, Harshad, all due respect, and this is true for any pacer in India, replacing Bumrah is a very difficult thing. Now there's a lot of pressure on Arshdeep, and considering the kind of match he was having last time around, he also really needs some of the pressure off him. Because truth be told, he was bowling one too many wides. We saw the head coach's reaction. We saw how it is that he himself looked very frazzled. Arshdeep, that is. You'll need him to be really shouldering a lot of responsibility. I do think that, your middle overs are very sorted because you've got 2 top-notch spinners. No denying that. You've got 2 top-notch spinners. You've got a Hardik who's looked good. Yeah, he's been a tad bit expensive, but again, he's done his crucial role and gotten you wickets. Not having a Bumrah, it's a bit of a blow for sure. And again, not having Axar, who was chipping in with key wickets in the middle overs, will also be a bit of a blow. So, and again, even batting wise, you talk about this team and them having that gung-ho approach. One of the reasons they could do it is because they knew they've got batting till 8.
True.
Now you've got batting till 8 only on paper. Let's be fair. I think Harshit has the makings of a good batter, but he's not there yet. I wouldn't count him as a pure batter. Shown promise, yes, no two ways about it. But I don't think he's that person yet.
Plenty of questions. In fact, I was just going through our comment section. There are a lot of question marks as to why Harshit's there in.
Again, I said it's because the team management, for whatever bizarre reason, sees him as a number 8 batter. So they brought him in. It's that simple. And also because, unfortunately, you can't actually see, you could have actually really made one change, but then, or if instead of bringing in Kuldeep, you could have brought in Washi. You could have. Then at least your batting would have stayed compact. Then Harshit would have been a 9th batter. He would have been a 9th batter.
Today, though, again, if I'm just looking at a spinner, I'm always obviously picking a Kuldeep ahead of Washi. But today, if this was about bolstering your batting, wasn't the worst time to be having a Washi ahead of a Kuldeep today, especially when you're a batter short. You're pinning too much on Harshit Rana. I for once hope that you don't need your number 8 batter like you did the other day, and it didn't help you at all. Today, though, if the situation is that dire, I doubt if Harshit will be able to help you much. Washington Sundar can again be that pinch hitter, as we've seen in the IPL as well. His side ends up using him at number 4, and he was far more utilized, remember, as a batter than as a bowler. However, the Indian team going with a specialist in Kuldeep Yadav over there. I see plenty of comments though about Leo Messi. Some of you have shared pictures as well, as Anshu Mishra points out in the comment section as well.
It's not a real picture, it's an AI generated image.
Okay, that's what he says. That's what Shane tells me. What also, by the way, we must tell you, since I see a lot of comments about Messi, perhaps Messi and Sachin have been spotted together as well. Let's also tell you that Sports Today will be there. Shane and I will be joining you live from the Arun Jaitley Stadium tomorrow starting 11 o'clock. You're going to be seeing everything happening. In fact, I was there for the last couple of hours. I've put that ground report as well. Check that out. Tomorrow, though, right from the very start till whatever 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock that event plays out, Sports Day will be bringing you all the action. For that, you need to subscribe to Sports Day. But coming back to the match at hand, Ashley says that Sky be like, मैंने कैसे गिल को ड्रॉप कर दूं, उसने तो मुझसे ज़्यादा रन्स बनाए हैं.
I mean, that's not saying much. It's not. Because at this point, if you have to pick either of them as a pure batter, you're not. You're not. Basis form, you're not.
Okay, Priyanshu also telling us that it is Kuldeep's birthday today.
And it's a birthday present,
Yeah, and he should be the man of the match. Let's
be a
hope
good
so.
birthday present, fingers crossed. See, we always rate Kuldeep, and I'm happy to see him in the 11. But again, you've gone on weekend you're batting, so I don't quite understand. Anyway,
Priyanshu was asking, kal Virat bhi hai kya Kotla mein?
I mean, we've heard and we've got those visuals up. They're on Sports Today that he has reached Delhi.
Yeah.
It's quite likely that he'd be there. Don't forget, he's also going to be playing the Vijay Hazare, the VHT.
Yeah.
So those matches also, if I'm not mistaken, start in a few days' time. There's still some time away, but interesting. Very interesting.
Whether it's a coincidence or not, we don't know. I was
don't
there
think.
as I told you, and I tried inquiring. Again, the DDC is very mum about it, and especially what happened yesterday in Kolkata. I think every state government, the organizers, I think they're trying to keep a lot of things under wraps. But what I could pick is, yes, perhaps there could be some sort of surprise for the people of Delhi and for those who will be tuning in on their telly to see what that reception is like for Leo Messi here in the national capital. Remember, it's going to be a big day. We're going to be covering every moment of Leo Messi, right from his arrival to his meeting the Prime Minister to his then going to the Arun Jaitley Stadium, knocking the ball around, playing a game of football as well. Again, very exhibition, and that will just be with the dignitaries and just knocking the ball around with dignitaries. All those things will be happening. We'll be getting you all those updates tomorrow as well.
Yeah, plenty of coverage coming your way because obviously this is coming to the national capital. We happen to be based here as well. So very excited. So tomorrow is going to be a very, very, very eventful day. But keeping our focus back on the match now, I mean, we're what, minutes away really from the match?
Yeah, just about a minute.
Yeah, just about a minute. Predictions?
Oh, okay. South Africa batting first. Good toss to win. However, depleted bowling side India. I see South Africa posting some runs over here. I think it could again be about a 227 odd chase for India. And I have a feeling it's the visitors that are taking the lead in this series.
Really interesting because I think they're getting about 194, but I think India win. So let's see how it goes.
You let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Remember, we will be live during the mid-match and post-match as well. Is going to be a talkathon, as so often is the case here on Sports Day. That's where we'll take all your questions. Forgive us if we couldn't take all your questions at the moment, but you've always got the mid-inning show and the post-match show to be floating your thoughts and sharing them with us. So Shane and I will see you then. Siddharth will join us. Perhaps Nikhil too will be here in the studio. There is a special interaction with Shikhar Dhawan also coming up, so stay tuned for that one as well.
Bye-bye.